Hello guys, welcome to mathematics classes by Nikita. So today in this lesson we will discuss the practical problems on union and intersection. And before discussing the practical problems, first let us derive certain formulas which we will be using in this lesson. And one more thing I want to tell you that this lesson is very important because whatever you have learned, all the basic concepts till now, we will be applying here. Now firstly, let's see the first one. Let A and B be finite sets. If A intersection B is equal to phi, then the number of elements in A union B is equal to the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B. So now basically we are finding the number of elements. Now if you are finding the number of elements, please keep in mind that the underlying sets should be finite. So we are discussing everything now onwards for finite set, because finite set के अंदर के ही elements हम लोग count कर सकते हैं. Now this says that if A intersection B is empty, that means A and B are disjoint set, then the number of elements in the union A union B is equal to the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B. First let me draw the Venn diagram of this. So if I see the Venn diagram, so this is your set A, this is your set B, because both A and B are disjoint, and this is the rectangle is your universal set. Now what is the union? Union is whole of A together with all the elements of B. Now if I want to count the number of elements in the union, then obviously it is the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B, because nothing is common. Are you getting it? अगर कुछ common होता, then I would have to derive the formula in a different manner. So first let us see how to derive this. So let's see the proof now. So since A intersection B is equal to empty, therefore the elements in A union B are either in A or B but not in both. So very important, but not in both. And so the number of elements in A union B is equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B. So this is the proof, hence proved. So you have to write it like this, and you can draw the Venn diagram. Next, let's see the second formula. Now in general, now when I say in general, so A and B are any two finite sets. So we don't know whether their intersection is empty or non-empty. So if A and B are finite sets, then the number of elements in A union B is equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B minus the number of elements in A intersection B. So this you have to keep in mind. So we are subtracting the common elements only one time. Now let's see the Venn diagram first of all. So this is the Venn diagram. This is your A, this is your B, and this is your U. Now see one thing. I know that this is my A minus B. This is your A intersection B. So this is A intersection B, and this is your B minus A. and the yellow one is A minus B. Now can I say that these three sets, A minus B, A intersection B and B minus A, they are disjoint? Yes, you can easily see that nothing is common in these three sets and their union is equal to A union B. So let us do the proof of this. So again A and B, what is given? A and B are finite set. So we will start the proof like from the Venn diagram. We can see that from the Venn diagram the sets A minus B, A intersection B and B minus A are disjoint and their union, very important, and their union is A union B. So therefore I can apply formula 1 to find the number of elements in A union B. So therefore by 1, the previous formula, we get that number of elements in A union B is equal to number of elements in A minus B plus number of elements in A intersection B plus number of elements in B minus A. Okay, but still my formula doesn't look what I have to prove. So what I will do is, I know that I can add any number and it's negative to anything because the resultant is 0. So what I will do is, on the right hand side I will add and subtract. See, first of all what I will do is, on the right hand side I will add the number of elements in A intersection B and I will subtract the same thing because the resultant is 0, because n stand for number. So this is some natural number. So I am adding and subtracting the same natural number from this equality. Now if I take this thing and the number of elements in A intersection B, what I will get? What I am doing is I am adding the number of elements in A minus B and the number of elements in A intersection B. So you will get the number of elements in A. So from these two I will get the number of elements in A. Similarly, what I will do is I will take the number of elements in B minus A and number of elements in A intersection B again. So I will get number of elements in B and I am left with minus of number of elements in A intersection B. So hence proved. So therefore number of elements in A union B is nothing but number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B minus the number of elements in A intersection B. So hence proved. See, what happens is when you are finding the union, why we are subtracting the common elements? See, you have added the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B. So this common portion have been added twice, the common portion. So एक बार हम इसको निकाल देंगे because we जब भी हम ये set लिखते हैं A union B, I have told you that the repeated elements have to be written only one time, exactly once. Okay, got it? Now next formula is for 3 set. So if A, B, C are finite set, then the number of elements in A union B union C is equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B plus the number of elements in C minus number of elements in A intersection B minus number of elements in B intersection C minus number of elements in A intersection C and plus add number of elements in A intersection B intersection C. So first let us draw the Venn diagram so that the things are clear to you. Suppose that this is U, this is the set A, this is B, and this is C, and we want to find the number of elements in A union B union C. So what we are doing from the formula, let's see. First we have taken all the elements of A, then we have taken all the elements of B, then all the elements of C. Now in this procedure, while taking the number of elements of A, B and C, we have taken the common element so many times. So that is why we are subtracting the number of elements in A intersection B minus. तो हमने एक बार इसको subtract करा, then I have subtracted the common elements in B and C, and then the common elements in A and C. And while doing this, the common of all the three have been subtracted one times extra. So therefore we are adding it, okay, so that we get the exact number of elements in A union B union C. Now let's see the proof. The proof can be derived from the last, that is proof the formula 2. Now for that, what we will do is I've told you that this thing can be written as number of elements in A union B union C. So I have taken B union C in bracket. You can also take A union B in bracket. So you don't have to cram anything, because this operation of union is associative. So we are just applying associativity. Now what I can do is, see, this is my one set and this can be considered as whole of another set. So now I can apply formula 2 here. I have two sets and I have to find the number of elements in their union. So by formula 2, this will be equal to, or by formula 2 we get that number of elements in A union B union C is equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B union C, and then minus number of elements in A intersection B union C. Now again we will apply the formula 2 in this to find the number of elements in B union C. So this will be equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B plus number of elements in C minus number of elements in B intersection C and minus number of elements in A intersection bracket B union C. Now mark this as 1. Now next difficulty we are seeing is to find the number of elements in A intersection B union C. Now consider A intersection B union C. Now I can apply De Morgan's law here and I can write this as A intersection B union with A intersection C. So this is by De Morgan's law. Okay, so therefore this implies that the number of elements in A intersection B union C will be equal to the number of elements in A intersection B plus the number of elements in A intersection C, and then minus the number of elements in A intersection B intersection with A intersection C. Now see this, I know that this operation of intersection is associative, so I can bring A with A together. So A intersection A will become A only. So A intersection B union C is equal to number of elements in A intersection B plus number of elements in A intersection C and minus number of elements in A intersection B intersection C. Now put this value in 1. So therefore we will get that the number of elements in A union B union C is equal to, now see what was 1? 1 was this, so we will get this is equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B plus number of elements in C minus number of elements in B intersection C, and then you have to put this. So therefore minus number of elements in A intersection B minus number of elements in A intersection C and plus number of elements in A intersection B intersection C. So hence proved. So please remember these formulas, they are very important. We will be using them in the practical problems. Now let's see the practical problems are of which type. Now let's see the examples based on the formulas which we have learned. So the first one is example number 23 of your NCERT book, and it says that if x and y are two sets such that x union y has 50 elements, x has 28 elements and y has 32 elements, how many elements does x intersection y have? So what is given to us? First of all, just write what is given to us. So it is given that the number of elements in x union y is equal to 50. Number of elements in x is equal to 28. Number of elements in y is equal to 32. And what you have to find? You have to find number of elements in x intersection y. Okay, so I can apply formula 2 here. So we know that the number of elements in x union y is equal to number of elements in x plus number of elements in y minus number of elements in x intersection y. So from here I will get that the number of elements in x plus number of elements in y minus number of elements in x union y. Just now put the values. So n of x is 28, n of y is 32 and n of x union y is 50. So this will give you, you will have 10. So x intersection y has 10 elements. So like this you have to find the values. Example number 24. In a school there are 20 teachers who teach mathematics or physics. Of these, 12 teach mathematics and 4 teach both physics and mathematics. How many teach physics? So basically we have two sets. The one who teach mathematics and the set of teachers who teach physics. So first of all you have to convert this word problem into a mathematical problem. So I need to name the sets. So let us start like this. Let A denote the set of teachers who teach maths, and B denote the set of teachers who teach physics. Now just see one thing. In the statement of the problem you are getting some clue. The word or gives you the clue that we are talking about the union. Okay, and the word both, physics and, so the word and is giving you the clue that we are talking about their intersection. Just keep this in mind. The language gives you the clue of whether union or intersection. So what is given to us? So given to us is 20 teachers who teach mathematics or physics. Okay, so basically we have the number of elements in A union B is equal to 20. 12 teach mathematics. Okay, so N of A is 12 and 4 teach both physics and maths and their intersection. So the number of elements in the intersection is equal to 4. And you have to find what? How many teach physics? So you have to find the number of elements in the set B. So again we know that using formula 2, this is equal to N of A plus N of B minus N of A intersection B. Just put the values. We have 20 is equal to 12 plus N of B minus 4. And from here you will get that N of B is equal to, which is equal to 12. So hence 12 teachers teach physics. So this is how you have to convert a word problem into a mathematical model or mathematical problem. Next example, example number 25. In a class of 35 students, 24 like to play cricket and 16 like to play football. Also, each student likes to play at least one of the two games. How many students like to play both cricket and football? So basically here we are talking about two sets, one of cricket and the other one of the students who play football. So first of all, let us convert this into a mathematical problem. So let A denote the set of students who play or who like to play cricket, and then we have the set B. So let B denote the set of students who play football. Then A union B is the set of students who likes to play at least one of the games. So this is the meaning of union. Union means at least, एक या एक से ज़्यादा. Okay, so now what is given in the question? It is given 24 like to play cricket. So therefore number of elements in A is 24. Number of elements in set B is equal to 16. Also each student likes to play at least one of the two games. So the meaning of this statement, each student likes to play at least one of the two games, and it is given that it is a class of 35 students. So this class of 35 students is your universal set, but this universal set is actually equal to A union B, because it is given that each student likes to play at least one of the two games. So it is given that the number of elements in the union is equal to 35. So this is how you have to extract the information from the word problem, and you have to find what? You have to find the number of elements in the intersection. So how many students likes to play both the games? So again we will use formula 2, which says that the number of elements in the union is equal to now just plug in the values. So we have 35 is equal to, and this you have to find. So from here you get which is equal to 5. So hence 5 students likes to play both games. So we will write hence 5 students like to play both games. Okay, both cricket as well as football. Let's see the next example. Example number 26. In a survey of 400 students in a school, 100 were listed as taking apple juice, 150 as taking orange juice, and 75 were listed as taking both apple as well as orange juice. Find how many students were taking neither apple juice nor orange juice. Now again here we are talking about the number of the students taking apple juice and taking orange juice. So first let us just define the sets. So let A denote the set of students taking apple juice and let B denote the set of students taking orange juice. Now it is given 100 were listed as taking apple juice. So therefore the number of elements in the set A is 100. 150 as taking orange juice. So number of elements in the set B is equal to 150. And 75 were listed as taking both apple as well as orange juice. So therefore the number of elements in A intersection B is equal to 75. And in a survey of 400 students in a school. So therefore the universal set, the number of elements in the universal set is equal to 400. So let U denote the universal set of surveyed students. Okay, the students who were surveyed. So this is my universal set, and it is given that n of u is equal to 400. And what you have to find? You have to find the number of students taking neither apple juice. So that means n of neither apple juice means A complement nor orange juice. Okay, so nor orange juice means B complement. अब बीच में क्या आएगा? Intersection या union. See, nor means or का complement, and or का complement is and. So therefore you have to find n of A complement intersection B complement, and we know that n of A complement intersection B complement is same as n of A union B whole complement by De Morgan's law, because these two sets are same. A complement intersection B complement is equal to A union B whole complement, and this is nothing but A union B complement means n of u minus number of elements of A union B, okay, which is equal to, so how many elements are there in n of u? 400. Then minus, apply the formula, n of A minus n of B plus n of A intersection B. So this will be equal to, just plug in all the values. So we are given it is 100, n of B is 150, and A intersection B was 75. So this will give you 300 minus 150. So it becomes 150 and 150 plus 75. So it becomes 225. So hence 225 students were taking neither apple juice nor orange juice. Okay, so you can see that out of 400 students, 225 students were taking neither apple juice nor orange juice. Okay. Next example. Example number 27. There are 200 individuals with a skin disorder. 120 had been exposed to the chemical C1, 50 to chemical C2, and 30 to both chemical C1 and C2. Find the number of individuals exposed to. So you have to find 3 different quantities. So again here we are talking about exposed to chemical C1 and exposed to chemical C2. So first let us define our sets. So let A denote the set of individuals exposed to chemical C1, and let B denote the set of individuals exposed to chemical C2. Now what is given? There are 200 individuals with a skin disorder. So universal set contains 200 individuals. Okay. And let U denote the universal set of individuals with a skin disorder. So all these things you have to first of all write down. Okay. Now it is given what? It is given that number of elements in U is equal to 200. Number of elements in A. So 120 had been exposed to chemical C1 is 120. 50 to chemical C2. So N of B is 50. And 30 to both. So the intersection. So N into A intersection B is equal to 30. Now first of all, see the first part. What you have to find in the first part? Chemical C1. Number of individuals exposed to chemical C1 but not chemical C2. That means you have to find A intersection. So but not. So but not बीच में मतलब intersection है. And but not B complement. In the second part you have to find number of individuals exposed to chemical C2 but not chemical C1. That means B intersection A complement, and in the last part you have to find chemical C1 or chemical C2. So this or means union. So number of elements in A union B. Okay, so let's find each one by one. So first we have to find number of elements in A intersection B complement. A intersection B complement. Now first of all draw the Venn diagram and let us see what is A intersection B complement. So suppose this is your set A and this is your set B. A का intersection with B complement. B complement means all the elements which are in U but not in B. Take its complement with A, so you will get this thing. And this set is nothing but A minus B. So therefore, you can see from the Venn diagram that n of A intersection B complement is same as number of elements in A minus B. Okay, are you getting it from the Venn diagram how I have calculated this? And also note one thing. Again, I am drawing the figure. Note that the set A can be written as A minus B union with A intersection B. And these two sets are disjoint, where A minus B and A intersection B are disjoint. So therefore, by formula 1, the number of elements in A is equal to number of elements in A minus B plus number of elements in A intersection B. And from here you can find the number of elements in A minus B, which is equal to now just put the values now. What was number of elements in A? 120, and the intersection has 30 elements. So 120 minus 30 will give you 90. So hence 90 individuals are exposed to chemical C1 but not C2. Now in the next we have to find the number of elements in B intersection A complement. So we have to find the number of elements in B intersection A complement. Again, first let us see from the Venn diagram what is B intersection A complement. This is A, this is B. Take the intersection of A complement with B. So you will get this. And this is same as B minus A. So note that this is same as number of elements in B minus A. Also, the set B can be written as B minus A union with A intersection B, where both the sets where B minus A and A intersection B, they are disjoint, they have nothing in common, so they are disjoint. So I can use formula 1 which says that n of B will be now equal to number of elements in B minus A plus the number of elements in A intersection B. And this implies the number of elements in B minus A is equal to number of elements in B minus number of elements in A intersection B. Now how many elements were there in B? Let us see the values. N of B was 50. So 50 minus 30 will give you 20. So hence 20 individuals are exposed to chemical C2 but not C1. I hope you are understanding. And in the last part you have to find the number of elements in A union B, and we know that we can use the formula 2. This is equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B minus number of elements in the intersection, which is equal to let's see the values now. 120, this is 50 and this is 30. 120 plus 50 minus 30. So this will give you 140. So therefore, hence 140 individuals are exposed to chemical C1 or C2. Are exposed to chemical C1 or C2. So we have finished this portion. So in the next lesson, I will be discussing exercise 1.6. If you have any problem or any doubt, please comment below. Ask your doubts. I will definitely try to solve each and every doubt. So thanks, and please like and subscribe my videos. Thank you.